Hey now, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our number 4 of the line, Talk 995, talk995.com. Glad you're here, baby. Underdog Fantasy bringing you this part of the show, underdogfantasy.com and the Underdog Fantasy app. Let me tell you, this right here is the week. This is the week you're going to download Underdog. Even if you think to yourself, I don't know if I'm gonna like it. I'm not really into winning money. I don't like money. Even if that's you, I'm telling you right now, download it anyway. What's it going to hurt for you to download an app? Download the app and keep in mind, like this helps me whenever you use my promo code when you sign up, like it shows that you support the show. Download the app, sign up and use my promo code Hey Now, all one word. You just do this for me, okay? That's all I want you to worry about. Download the app, use my promo code Hey Now. Once you do that, if your curiosity gets to you, then you can look through the app and see exactly what it is that Underdog's all about. You will quickly find out that it's actually a lot of fun. You're able to pick play. I'm telling you, my mom plays Underdog, okay? My mom, my mother, and my dad, they both play Underdog. So I'm telling you right now, you're going to like Underdog. Free app to download, free to sign up. Use my promo code when you do it. That way you can show that you're part of the Hey Now Nation, but you're also going to get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That means when you make your first set of picks, if you put $5 on it, you will get $75 in bonus entries. All right. Now, outside of all that, when you do get ready to play, you're just picking players from teams. We'll talk NFL from the Patriots, the Seahawks, the Broncos, the Rams, whoever. Just pick the players you like, put them in, and if you get them right, you win real money. I mean, real money. And they have promos all the time where you can get free entries, free picks, a profit boost to where you end up winning even more money. It's just trust me on this. Download the app and get going. Free to download. So what are you waiting for? Download the app today and sign up with promo code Hey Now to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Hey Now, all one word. Underdog, make plays, win money. Must be 19 or older and present in Alabama. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Yeah. So I sent Damien a podcast about Garth Brooks being a serial killer.
Oh, really?
So he's going to be going down the rabbit hole today.
It's a pretty big one.
I personally think it's true. I think, and y'all can clip this video right here for the social media. I think Garth Brooks is a serial killer. I'm just going to say it. Put that on Facebook.
I think I shall. Hold on.
Speaking of Facebook, Leeds Police Department. I've actually got a couple friends at the Leeds Police Department. They put out a Facebook post. They said, and it's accompanied with a picture of a lady who looks like she's probably in her 60s. She looks like, kind of an Aunt Bee figure, but like a little more, more of a, angry white liberal. It's like if Aunt Bee was a disgusting white liberal woman. It says a public service announcement that if we are on a traffic stop and if you interfere with the lawful traffic stop or arrest of someone, regardless if they are an illegal alien, where the suspect is in possession of methamphetamines, a stolen firearm, and drug paraphernalia, you will be arrested. On January 14th, officers conducted a traffic stop on a vehicle in the 7300 block of President Street. during the traffic stop of a person who was later identified as Jacob Garcia Martinez, 41 years old, of Birmingham, was found to be in possession of methamphetamine and a stolen handgun. It was also discovered that Martinez is unlawfully present in the United States. Mary Lisa Everling, 61 years old, 61 years of age, of Leeds, approached the traffic stop in her vehicle, blocked the roadway, sounded the vehicle's horn numerous times, impeded the investigation, and refused to comply with lawful orders. Everling was subsequently arrested for obstructing governmental operations. This is hilarious to me because it's likely that this lady, Mary Lisa Everling, has been watching a little too much MSNBC. She's been watching the footage from Minneapolis, and she said to herself, I'm going to do what they're doing in my hometown of Leeds, Alabama. And when I see a Mexican pulled over by the LPD, I'm going to go block the roadway and start honking my horn. And then she FAFO'd. You can do that in Minneapolis, but you ain't going to do it in Leeds, Alabama. You ain't going to do it in any Alabama. So good for her. I hope she's still in jail, as a matter of fact. What an idiot. What an idiot. You're going to get out there. You got a guy who's illegal, who's got a stolen gun, methamphetamine, and drug paraphernalia, and you're trying to protect him from the big bad Leeds Police Department? Get out of here, dude. What an idiot.
So brave. So brave.
Jacob Garcia Martinez was taken into custody without further incident and charged with the following: certain persons forbidden to possess a firearm, receiving stolen property second degree, obstructing justice using a false ID, unlawful possession of a controlled substance, and unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. He is currently incarcerated at the Jefferson County Jail with a total bond of $55,000. Upon Martinez's release, he will be transferred to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement's custody. Good. I'm telling you, liberal white women are the worst. The absolute worst. Doesn't get more annoying than that. That's the real threat to this country. That's the real national security threat, I think. Liberal white women. I think about us buying Greenland to protect ourselves from the East, from the Russias and the Chinas. What are we going to do in this country to protect ourselves from liberal white women? Is there a golden dome that we can construct in order to protect ourselves from them? They've been at the forefront of these protests in Minnesota. It's kind of like, got to take out the ringleaders on this deal. Not take them out. I'm not advocating for violence, even though they would. But we got to do something about the liberal white women that are plaguing this society. Because they're not making this world a better place. They're making it a worse place. And they're giving me a damn headache. Let's go to Kevin on the line. Kevin, what's up, buddy?
Hey, not much. I just hit me. You were talking about, all these white liberals that go out here and protest, and they say they do that because of white guilt. So they go out here and protest, and a lot of these people are getting paid to protest. So in their justification for trying to make up for whatever's wrong, they're taking these jobs protesting, but couldn't those jobs go to people of color? So aren't they just screwing people of color over once again?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we could go to people that are unemployed across the board that could really use like families that are struggling, single moms, that could really use that. Instead, they're sucking up all that Soros money that could be doled out to those in need.
It's all about presentation too. If you think about it, if you got Black Lives Matter, you have a bunch of white people out there. You're like, what does this have to do with the price of rice in China? And you got illegal immigration, which a lot of people tend to lean toward, Latin descent, and you got a bunch of white people out there. It's like, what? what is going on here? What kind of circus is this?
It's
But
and
no,
it's
that's just my 2 cents.
well, it's not white guilt that these individuals suffer from. It's a white savior complex that they have. They believe that themselves as white people are required or that they need to go in and save black and brown people because they are narcissistic enough to think that those communities need them. Those communities don't need you, lady.
Yeah,
They
that's
can
kind
figure
of
it
like
out on
white
their own.
supremacy. That's like you come in there and you think just because you're white you can solve all the problems. But even God kind of sits back and says, "Hey, look, you got to figure some of this stuff out yourself."
Yep,
So I don't
exactly
know.
right.
Seems like it's just a messed up situation. Their haste to want to try to fix something, they want to just seems like they're just doing more to screw people over. But yeah, that like I said, that was just my 2 cents. But appreciate it.
Thanks, man. That's what liberals do. That's their thing. They're in the business of screwing stuff up, all in the name of fairness and equity. It's a white savior complex. They believe they think so highly of themselves that they think, well, I'm a white person. I have the privilege and I can save you. Well, they don't want you to save them. This guy in Leeds, Hernandez, whatever his name was, Jacob Garcia Martinez, there was never once I thought in his mind that he needed 61-year-old Mary Lisa Everling to come save him. That never crossed his mind. He knew he was a criminal. He knew he was in the country illegally. He knew he had a stolen gun. He knew he had meth. And he knew that if he was going to continue to live as a free man, that it was on him. It was on him to not get pulled over. It was on him to not get called by police. He's not looking for this old, obnoxious white lady to save him. Yet here she is, now with a criminal record for obstructing governmental operations. 205-545-9950. Boy, we have flown through this show. I don't even know where to go from here. Looking at the text line, Michelle says a lot of these white liberals who are doing this are on record for saying that because they're white, they have white privilege that they are ashamed of, because that's what the media and the crazy Dems say, that it's a crime to have white privilege, that we should be ashamed of our privilege, and that it's generational. If you're born white in this country, you automatically have white privilege, even though not one of them can tell you what that actually means or what privileges whites have that others don't. Their answer is racism. Imagine that. Jason on 280 says, "Where can I get my white privilege card?" Actually, I've been handing those out. Gary's got one. I gave Leland one. I gave Dixon and Val both one. I should have got Damien one. I gave AJ one. I gave Steve West one. And they all were customized with their names on them. I got a bunch of. I got a whole stack of them. For those of y'all watching on YouTube, I'm going to show you the white privilege cards. If you're not watching on YouTube, go to Real Talk 99.5 TV. You can see it. Let me grab it. Let me get it. Where's it at? Got to get in my bag here. These are the white privilege cards, and I don't make them, so I'm not saying that you can get them. I mean, if you really want one, I could probably link you up with my guy, but my boy Nick the Gun Guy. But I don't know that they're in the business of just making these for everybody. All right, so let's see. I got a whole stack of. Look how many I've got, Carrie.
You have a lot of white privilege right there.
And each one has somebody's name on them that is custom made that I'm giving out.
Man, you have that many friends?
Golly. Kinda. Some of it's family. But
that's a lot.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them, dude. Look at that. So here, I don't want to put anybody's name on there. Here, I got one for my dad. I can show his name. Nobody cares about that. So this is what it looks like. It says white privilege card. All right. And it's actually metal. And it looks like it's got a chip on there and everything. And it'll have your name down in the corner. Gary loves his.
I've used it a couple of times.
Really? How did that go?
They wouldn't accept it.
And then this is the back. Looks like a real debit card. It says, "This is it, the pinnacle of all humanity. You have arrived. You hold in your hands the key to happiness, success, infinite wisdom, and power. You can do anything." With an expiration date of infinity. So, white privilege card for those of you that have been going throughout your whole life, not taking advantage of your white privilege. This right here is how you do it. Now I'm getting a bunch of texts of people wanting white privilege cards. I mean, like, everybody's texting me. I probably got no less than 10 or 15 texts. They're custom made, man. So I don't know that I can actually start. I don't think I can start doling those out, but you never know. I mean, it's an exclusive group, man. I haven't got Peyton and some of his friends white privilege cards made, which, you know, may get them in trouble at school or something, but it's whatever. Say, hey, son, don't whip this out just anywhere.
That'd be a good story.
Yeah. Gotta be careful with it, man. Gotta be careful with it. All right, let's move quickly here with Alabama Men's Clinic. You know how much I think about Alabama Men's Clinic. Love what they do, and I'm just fascinated by the different things they can do for men when it comes to, in particular, the most of the time you're thinking about your sex life. All right, so you got different problems. You know, ED is just one problem. There's other things like you're not happy with. How do I put this without making it awkward? You're not happy about the size. You're not happy about, how long you go in. There's several things you cannot be happy with. And a lot of it's got to do with testosterone. And there's other things and treatments that also solve those problems. This stuff literally changes your life. For those of you out there that are married, you understand. You can't think straight. Don't let that happen to you, man. If it's a low T problem or there's other issues going on, Alabama Men's Clinic, they figure it out. And it's run by men that understand you. You don't have to, it's kind of awkward if you go to the doctor and you got a female doctor trying to explain to her, like, what's going on with your wee willy winker. That's not easy to do. And she doesn't have one, so she didn't really understand it. These guys understand. And that's why I want you to reach out to them. You can either send an appointment or you can just show up and they'll squeeze you in. That's how much these guys will work with you. And also, if you got to call them at 10 o'clock at night because you got a question, they're going to pick up the phone, man. They're there all the time for all your questions, all your needs. But just reach out to them, let them know Andrew McClain sent you, and get yourself on track. I want to see y'all living better life, your best life. AlabamaMen'sClinic.com. 205-598-7000. That's 205-598-7000. You'll hit them up and make your life better. All right, here we go. Kerry, I think we missed yesterday, didn't we? We had JD Vance talking.
Yeah, we did.
So let's end the week on a high note. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the wheel of segments. Yeah, baby.
Hell to the no.
Hell to the no.
God! No! God, please, no!
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Listen.
Hell no. To the no, no.
Hell to the no. Let's see what we got going on here on Hail to the No. Up first, headline. Kerry, you got to put yourself on the screen whenever we do the wheel segment so everybody can see you. There you go. Look at you. Look at you go. Everybody wants to see Kerry and see his reaction to these stories. Up first, headline, hearse seen ordering at fast food drive-thru in a wild scene. And it's more common than you think. And I'm talking a hearse with a casket in it in the McDonald's drive-thru. What would be your reaction if you saw that?
How many meals is he ordering?
And who's he ordering for?
Right.
Let's see.
I don't think it's that odd, though. You got to eat.
Yeah, even morticians or hearse drivers got to eat. Most people ensure their loved ones know what songs or readings they want included in their funerals. Others request a visit to a truly unique Aussie location. While you may not be able to take your riches to the grave, apparently a good old McDonald's McFlurry is still an option. Footage of a hearse approaching the entrance of a drive-through to place an order at a South Australian McDonald's has gone viral. The video has now amassed more than 1 million views, posted with the caption, quote, "McDonald's with a coffin in the back is wild." Perhaps that truly stumped the person filming was the precious cargo that was clearly visible inside. It's unclear if the McDonald's run was because of the driver wanting a bite or if this was the final wish for a deceased being transported. While it might be a sight many wouldn't anticipate, it's actually more common than you might think in the funeral industry. Comments left on the video prove how a stop at the fast food joint before a funeral isn't that far-fetched. A former McDonald's manager offered insight, saying, "I had a funeral home call my store on more than one occasion, notifying us that they would be coming through in a hearse, family's wishes for the deceased last coffee run."
Huh.
Hey,
That's
listen,
weird, man.
yeah.
That's a little strange.
The thing is, just your family members, Dad, like, they don't need coffee, okay? A mother shared her own story, farewelling her daughter. She said, "We were at McDonald's here in Mackay, Queensland, waiting to wave our daughter off to her cremation, and the funeral home actually came through the drive-thru right in front of us, unbeknownst to us. It was crazy. It was like our daughter was saying one final goodbye." One commenter who had a family-run funeral home offered the alternative perspective, saying, "I can tell you this is most likely a last request from a family for a last meal or coffee run and pre-planned and organized with McDonald's beforehand, even if that appears strange to onlookers at that time." Another chimed in with a similar stance, explaining the drivers of hearses have strict rules to follow when a coffin is on board. Quote, "I once worked as a funeral director's assistant. The only time we would be doing this is if it was the request of the family, as we cannot stop for fuel if we have a passenger on board."
This happens a lot.
Apparently.
That's weird to me.
And it's like,
It's a waste of money, man.
Well, I mean, it's your loved one. You're wishing them goodbye. You want to do it the way you want to do it.
That's probably what
Whatever.
killed them in the first place, is all the damn McDonald's.
That's a good point. One commenter truly raised the bar with a photo of a McDonald's cup placed on top of the wood of a coffin inside a hearse parked beside them. Some deemed the act to be disrespectful to the deceased, but many took the opportunity to have a laugh. His last wish, quote, his last wish was to have the Macca's, I guess they call that McDonald's in Australia, the Macca's worker responsible for the soft-serve machine to lower him into his grave so they can let him down one last time. That's actually pretty good. This has to be in Australia. Another one said, a third says, maybe it's their last McWish. This one says, "Bro, I can barely get my normal car through some of these drive-thrus." And apparently McDonald's in Australia declined to comment.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
It's whatever. I mean, whatever y'all want to do.
Some strange happenings going on in Australia.
I would like to know what are the weirdest things that have ever been requested for a funeral. You know? Like a funeral home tells us, like, what's the weirdest thing a family says, "I want this for the funeral." Now,
I've seen pictures of people on motorcycles and sitting in chairs.
That's what I was going to say. That's probably up there towards the top, where they take the body and they put them in a pose. You know? That's a little much. I think that's too far. Don't do that. Let them lay down, dude. They're tired. They're done. Next up, Ohio True Crime Restaurant is serving serial killers' last meals. And they're now opening a Michigan location. It said, if you're in the mood for some killer food, you're in luck. The nation's very first true crime-themed restaurant where you can order the final meals of some of history's most reviled criminals is opening a second location. It's called The Final Meal. It opened last year in Galion, Ohio, and has become so popular it requires reservations. It's now eyeing a second eatery in Michigan. that says the final meal claims on Facebook to provide a unique dining experience that focuses on serving the last meal request of infamous names in the realm of true crime. On one of its walls it's covered in Ouija boards.
Do you know who owns this franchise?
One of the restaurant's owners, Nate Thompson, said he's a Michigan native who also owns the Michigan Museum of Horror. He spoke and said he always thought it would be unique to have a restaurant where you could eat the same last meals as famous executed criminals. He said, I'm very excited to be bringing the last meal to Michigan. It was always a goal of mine to do that. Blah, blah, blah.
You sure it's not Garth Brooks that owns those two?
That would make more sense if Garth Brooks owned this.
Seems like I read that.
Thompson said that the menu at the second restaurant will be similar to the one offered at the original Ohio location. At the last meal, foodies with a desire for true crime can order the same final dishes devoured by serial killers John Wayne Gacy, which was chicken wings, strawberries, fried shrimp, and French fries. They can order the final meal of Ted Bundy, which was Parmesan steak loaded steak fries.
I thought he had what?
Parmesan steak loaded steak fries. And Aileen Wuornos. Aileen Wuornos. I don't remember her.
She was, I think, the lady that killed a bunch of truckers way back when.
Her final meal was a cup of black coffee and a cheeseburger. Now, who's going to order that?
I don't know.
Order the Carolyn Chessman, named after the kidnapper, robber, and serial rapist, and you'll get a toasted ham and cheese sandwich and a bottle of Coca-Cola. Ask for the Timothy McVeigh, and you'll enjoy what was the homegrown terrorist's last meal, 2 pints of mint chocolate chip ice cream.
So that's just, I don't know. That's not a good thing to have, I don't think.
Also, Timothy McVeigh might have been framed.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Mm.
It says the Ohio Eatery's menu also boasts a host of bloody good signature cocktails, including the Helter Seltzer, which was inspired by Charles Manson. There's also the embalming fluid drink, featuring lime seltzer, strawberry syrup, and a stab of lemonade, and a cocktail inspired by famous murder victim Elizabeth Short, boasting lime, pomegranate, and blackberry juice, tonic water, and lavender syrup. That's called the Black Dahlia. Black Dahlia. Well, it's called something. There's even a pogo punch inspired by Gacy, who spent years working children's parties as the clown for hire named Pogo. Boy, this seems a bit much.
Yeah.
I think you're going all over the top.
And
with
they're
that.
about to have 2 of them.
Yeah, I think you're taking some really bad people and giving them too much notoriety.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because that's what you when you're eating dinner. Like that's what you want to think about: murder and
death
and rape and all that stuff. Yeah, I think this kind of dumb. It was a novel concept at first, but now that I've read through it, I'm kind of like, shut it down.
Well, if they would request better food, it might be a good idea.
Yeah,
like a steak and, but.
You want me to go in there and
Ice
order
cream?
a cup of black coffee and a cheeseburger?
I mean,
that sounds like an awful restaurant.
I
can do that at McDonald's. Okay. Last but not least, headline: man tries to board a flight at a popular vacation destination with his dead wife in a wheelchair. A lot of death in this one. A lot of death. An elderly man attempted to board a flight with his deceased wife at the Tenerife South Airport in Spain. The elderly woman, seated in a wheelchair, raised suspicion among staff due to her lack of responsiveness. She just wasn't very talkative. The peculiar incident reportedly unfolded during a routine security check when the man, who's 80 years old, tried to pass through a metal detector, treating his unresponsive wife as just another passenger. Security personnel noticed the woman's condition, discovering that she was not breathing and her body temperature was alarmingly low. But the guy's 80 and he probably doesn't want to leave his wife.
Or maybe he didn't realize she had passed.
Or, yeah, maybe he didn't realize.
She sure is being quiet.
He just thought he went deaf. Spanish news outlet reported that the husband initially stated his wife had passed away several hours earlier within the airport. The man was subsequently arrested on site, and an investigation into the circumstances of the woman's death is underway by local authorities. But interesting. So, she died at the airport.
So they went to the airport, both alive, got to the airport, waiting for their flight. She dies. He still needs to get home.
Right. What do you want him to? You want him to leave his wife
I
there?
mean, it'd be easier for him to take care of that stuff at home.
Just stuff her in a suitcase, man.
So I don't blame him for trying.
And that's what we call hell no no.
Hell no, no.
To the no no.
To the no, 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 no. To the no, no. To the no, no. Hell to the no, no.
Alabama Professional Services, APS. My guys at APS doing big things. Big one is basement waterproofing, crawl space encapsulation. Those things are going to be highlighted over the next few days because we got a lot of rain coming in. And if you're starting to smell that moisture and that weird smell under your house and in your basement, that is a telltale sign you need to get that taken care of, because what it's going to do is it's going to breed mold. Nasty mold, black mold, stuff that's going to make you sick, keep your family sick, and you don't want to do that. At least call them up and ask them questions about, like, hey, what's the process? What's the price? And all that. They'll give you all the information you need. They've been in business so long, since the 70s. They treat people right. I know this for a fact because I use them, and just all-out good people, man. 205-951-9717. That's 205-951-9717 online, alabamaprofessional.com. Ernest Financial. RetireWithErnest.com. RetireWithErnest.com. My boy, David Ernest. Man, those guys do such a good job. And they're funny guys, too. Did I ever tell you how funny they are? They got that health and wealth show that they do. Very informative as well. It's not one of these financial shows where they're like, well, let's talk about your retirement. No, they talk about a lot of stuff, a lot of different things, and do a really good job, man. I got to say, David and his guys have been with this show right here since almost its inception on 99.5. I mean, they jumped in early. They said, we like this show. I don't know what it is. And so I met with them and we discussed kind of, what they do. And so I got a feel of how they operate and how they do business. And I said, man, y'all are a good fit, especially for those of you who are in the Hey Now Nation that have retirements, 401k, 403bs, IRA rollovers. Anything you can think of, let Ernest Financial protect that for you. They can absolutely do it with ease. You just have to call them. They're going to make your money grow, too. That's one of the biggest things. 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-7233. RetireWithErnest.com. And last but not least, Noto Roofing. You know I can't leave without telling you about Noto. Love me some Noto. Chris and Matt and Sammy and everybody else up there, they're the best. You heard it from Dixter earlier. He told you what the deal was. Y'all see them out and about. Y'all see them working. They don't stop. Get a free roof inspection, complimentary roof tune-up. No obligation, no strings attached. It's all free. You just got to call them and tell them I sent you. 205-848-2299. It's 848-2299. Online, notoroofing.com. I'm out of here. Y'all have a good weekend. Over the Line podcast tonight. Be on the lookout for that. Until next time, see ya, cuz.